Tonight, 2 Investigates goes undercover at Bay Area ballparks and discovers some popular beers are being sold with less alcohol than advertised. We've heard fans wonder if their beer is watered down, so we put several big-name brands to the test in Oakland and San Francisco.
Yeah, KTVU's Eric Rasmussen live outside AT&T Park in San Francisco now with what we found out. Eric?
Well, Frank, Giants fans leaving pretty happy with a victory here tonight, but in some cases, our test results showed you may not be getting what you paid for. Now, when you buy a beer at the store, you usually can find the alcohol percentage somewhere on the label, but we turned to a lab to find out exactly what's coming out of taps at the ballpark.
Baseball and beer. For many fans, the two go together better than peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Yet in a sport where stats mean so much, some fans are suspicious the beer at Bay Area ballparks is coming up short.
Does this beer taste watered down to you? Like it doesn't have enough alcohol in it or something?
2 Investigates went undercover.
Can I have a small Bud Light and a Stella, please?
And ordered a few cold ones at the Oakland Coliseum.
Oh, an Anchorstein, please.
Followed by a few more.
Coors Light, please. Shot top, please.
At AT&T Park in San Francisco.
Thank you.
Following strict instructions from Anresco Labs in the city, we poured the beer into small glass vials, keeping our samples on ice before rushing them back to the lab.
That's it?
10 beers in all, 5 from each ballpark. A few days later, the results.
The first one we found 3.7%.
That's 3.7% alcohol by volume for a Bud Light at the Coliseum, 0.5% lower than the advertised ABV of 4.2. In fact, 8 out of our 10 beers tested lower than their advertised levels. Coors Light was 0.3% under at the Coliseum and 0.2 under at AT&T Park. Fat Tire and Stella tested just 0.1% under their advertised ABVs. Federal law requires alcohol content to be within 0.3% of what's advertised. Bud Light at AT&T also fell outside that range. So did a San Francisco favorite, Anchorstein. Our sample came back at 4.3% instead of 4.9. Anchor Brewing declined to comment.
You surprised to see that?
Heck yes, I would never thought that.
We shared our scorecard with Charlie Cruz
That's a real beer.
and his beer-drinking buddies before an A's game.
Give us what we pay for.
Bottom line.
Bottom line.
The Coliseum's concessions company, Ovations, referred us to the individual beer manufacturers. Miller Coors told us ABV test results can vary for several reasons, but also revealed the Coors Light at Bay Area ballparks is slightly different than what you might get elsewhere. In a statement, Miller Coors said it makes both 4.0 and 4.2% Coors Light kegs available to our distributors who then sell those kegs to concessionaires. In this case, the 4.0% ABV kegs were sold to the concessionaires. The Giants confirmed choosing the lower alcohol keg when offered is part of an overall strategy to control alcohol consumption. It wasn't all bad news. Blue Moon and Shock Top actually came in slightly above their advertised alcohol content.
$11.50?
Wait, $11.50 for a beer? Now that's enough to make you sober up.
Now, just this afternoon, Anheuser-Busch also confirmed it offers 2 types of its light beer keg to stadiums. In a statement, the company said its beers are tested for and monitored for quality. It also said many variables, of course, could have affected our lab results.
I still can't get over $11.50 for a beer. Wow, that's a lot.
Expensive.
Yeah, but Eric, let's talk about the ballparks here using the lower alcohol beers. Why don't they just tell the fans what the alcohol content is? What's the big deal here?
We've actually heard that question out here tonight when we were just talking to fans about this story, and we asked the Giants today about that. It said that it felt posting those ABV numbers would send the wrong message. The implication here that might actually encourage people to drink more and get even more intoxicated.
All right, Eric Rasmussen outside AT&T Park. Eric.